Hey y'all, so I'm back with another part of the story. Today we're going to talk about how he ended up moving in with me. Okay, so I left off telling y'all that he had hit me up and, he was crying, talking about he did something bad, which was pop the pill instead of just drinking. He was drunk and he also popped the pill. So what do you think? Because there's more to this story, so it's just a build up to what it really is. Okay? So y'all just stick around. So now he comes over one day and I'm at work. He actually got dropped off at my job. And so I was working my second job at that. I don't know if I told y'all in the beginning that I was working two jobs. I think I did, but this day when he came, I was at my second job. And so he came to the second job and he was telling me he wasn't feeling good or whatever. And so, I could hear the stuffiness in his nose and, he ain't looking too good. I could tell he's sick or whatever. In my mind, I'm like, you just having a hangover, you know what I'm saying? But when he got there, he was truly sick. So the people dropped him off who bought him or whatever, and he was chilling in my car while I was at work. So while I'm in the middle of working, he comes inside and tells me that he just, threw up in the back seat of the car or whatever because he was laying down in the seat. So he ended up, throwing up in the car. So he came in to get things to clean the car out or whatever. Listen, the way my stomach's set up, if it ain't a baby's throw up, I can't do it. You're going to have to do it yourself. I'm sorry. When you feel capable enough to, get that up, you got that. Because anybody who know me, know I can't do it. I can't. Listen, it take too much. If y'all ain't seen my video of the student who pooped on my bus, that's just how it is. If I ain't got to do it, I ain't gonna do it. But if you do any of that stuff, you kind of on your own. Because for one, I might do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I got a weak stomach, a very, very weak stomach. So we gonna move on past that. So yeah, he ended up cleaning up his own stuff. I did try to attempt, but like I told y'all, I got a weak stomach. And exactly what I said was happening. So I'm like, you know what? Whenever you get able to clean that up, please get that cleaned up. He cleaned it up. By the time I got off work, everything was clean. He probably got there around maybe 5 something, and I get off at like 10:30. So it had time to air out. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to see it. Those are the two things that'll send me over the roof. I can't. I don't want to smell it. So he had it straight by the time I got off work. So I go ahead and take him home. And yes, he had permission to be there this time. He didn't just pop up out of the blue. I knew he was coming. I just didn't know he was sick. So I get off work. We go to my house or whatever. And throughout the night, he just was not looking too good. And, he was feeling hot. He had a fever and all that good stuff. So he ended up with the flu. We took him to the hospital. And it turns out he had the flu or whatever. So, with the flu, it takes a couple of days or so for you to get better and on your feet and everything. And so that's how he ended up moving in with me. He got sick. I took care of him, nursed him back to health. And then by the time he was nursed back to health, it was almost like, okay, you might as well just go on and stay. But it didn't quite. Things took a turn, you know what I'm saying, in the situation. So I told you I was roommating with my sister or whatever. And so now that he's there or whatever, we had issues before he came into the picture. And so issues just got kind of out of hand. We couldn't handle it no more. And we ended up having to move out of the place that we were in. So with him already being there with us in that process, he just went on ahead and just moved wherever we moved to. So from that place, we moved into a hotel. When we moved into the hotel, that's when everything started kind of spiraling. But in the beginning, it wasn't that bad. It got worse as time went on because we ended up staying in 2 different hotels. So we move into this hotel because we got to hurry up and get out of this place that we're in. So from there, we go to this hotel, and this hotel that we chose to go to until we can, the next payday come and we can get into a better hotel, was not a good choice of hotel. It was really, it wasn't the area that he needed to be in. You know what I'm saying? So we go to this hotel, and like I said, he's not working no more. He collected his check, and so he's in the room while we go to work. You know what I'm saying? When his check come in, he break bread. So he's there in the room while we go to work or whatever, and he's not watching the kids at this time. We still got the same system. When she's working, I got the kids, and when I'm working, she got the kids or whatever. And so we just did it like that. So while we were at the hotel, he started mingling with some of the people that were out there, and we all know what all kind of stuff be hanging out at the hotels. And so yes, he went and got himself into it. So this the first hotel, you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing too major happening, but his drinking is getting worse, you know what I'm saying? So now he's falling all over the place and, passing out drunk, and, if he got money on him or whatever, some kind of way he get robbed and, lose a sock, a shoe or something. Just crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? So we go ahead and we move into a better hotel, extended stay hotel, because now my sister has her own relationship going on, and so she's about to get ready to move in a place or whatever with her people. So me and the dude, we're still here at the hotel, and we're waiting to try to find a place for ourselves or whatever. So we're in this second hotel now. This when the situation gets crazy. Okay? All right. So from the beginning, we transfer from one hotel to another one. My sister stayed for maybe 2 weeks or so, and then she left for whatever. After she left, everything hit the fan. Everything started coming out. The real deal of what's really going down it's starting to come to light. And at this time, I'm still working 2 jobs. So along with these 2 jobs, I got the stress at home, you know what I'm saying? But I don't see it in my heart to let him go, because at this point, I ain't really seeing too much, you know what I'm saying? So it's still the same thing, just assuming he's drunk. All right, so my sister moves out, and now we're coming up on our first incident. Okay, so it's income tax time. We done moved into the hotel or whatever, and my sister is gone, and the fair is in town. We go to the fair, and the way this man was acting, you would have thought he had never been to a fair before. I mean, he did not know how to conduct himself at this fair at all. Embarrassed the crap out of me. Okay, so now let me tell y'all how things would go whenever we would go somewhere. He had a habit of wanting to hold my keys, my wallet, and my cell phone. He stayed holding my phone because he had to make sure that I wasn't, cheating on him or anything, or there ain't no activity going on in that phone that he don't know about. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had nothing to hide, so him having the phone wasn't a big deal for me. Could have been a red flag, but it was not. I didn't take it as a red flag because I don't have nothing to hide, so why I'm going to be, his phone, he can't keep a phone. He be done broke a phone or can't keep the phone on or lost the phone or whatever. So that's why he would be holding my phone or whatever and stuff. He ain't never found nothing in my phone. There was nothing for him. He tried to make like he did, but he didn't find anything. But we'll get to that at another time. So we're at the fair, and he's holding my wallet, my keys, and my phone or whatnot. And so now he's like, he want to go to a different area of the fairgrounds or whatever. And I'm like, okay, give me my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me everything or whatever. And basically what he wanted to do was go find a beer station so he can go and get drunk. And that's what he did. Found him a little beer station, got lit, and then me and my son was on a ride. I was happy that he chose to go somewhere else so that me and my son can do what we do best when we hanging out, when it's, you know, when it's this time of the year. Just what we do. So I felt the relief with him deciding to go and do something different. That was cool with me. So when he got away from me and my son, it was just like so much weight had lifted off our shoulders and we could actually have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So we did that. So I'm sitting on the ride and I'm still enjoying myself, but I'm still looking for him because I'm like, he at this point he's doing little crazy weird stuff. And so I'm just like, I know he gonna pop back up. I know he gonna pop back up. But I'm just hoping that he would just sit there the whole entire time and drink as many as he can. Just leave us alone. So, can't win for losing. So we on this ride, and I happen to, when we coming around, I see him standing there. He locked eyes with me, I lock eyes with him, and he's just like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, man, you know, when you go to the fair, you done spend a lot of money to get those wristbands to get into the fair and do all this stuff. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. We gonna leave when I feel like it's time to leave because I paid my money. I'm gonna get my money's worth. Me and my son don't do that. We don't go to no fair, get on one ride, and then we ready to go. That ain't how we operate. So I'm just like, no. I say, you can go back to wherever you was at. I said, just chill over there and let us do our thing. He was like, because I don't want to ride nothing. Okay, we not asking you to ride nothing. I just want you to disappear again and go over there so I don't have to feel pressured like you standing there watching me, which is going to make me want to leave. So I'm ignoring all that. I'm just like, you're not going to do this to me because me and my son enjoy ourselves at the fair and stuff like that. So, all right. I'm ready to go now. You know what I'm saying? We done did what we need to do out here. We done spent enough money. We done had enough fun. My son's situated. We good. All right, it's time to go. So, to my surprise, I didn't know that he was still, you know, I figured he ran out of money because I thought he had done already, you know, drunk up all of his money or whatever. But he still had some. He might have swiped something out of my wallet, but I watched him closely in the beginning, so I didn't ever feel like he took anything from me at all. So he's still over there having him some drinks, and so now he real lit. And I'm talking about he lit that he ready to fight. So he comes, he finds us, and he's like, y'all ready to go yet? And I'm like, yes, I'm ready to go now. And so he's like, all right. So we walk into the car. This man and his two kids had balloon swords. Balloon swords. The little rubber things that's flimsy if you shake it like this. Them kids had swords. Balloon swords. The man and his sons were standing there. We were going to be in their way, not them in our way. This rude man walks in between the kids and their dad. And the little boy's sword. If you walk in between somebody, whatever they're holding or whatever, you walking that close, you walk in the middle of them, the little boy's sword touched him. This man turned around and was yelling at the dad. It was like, oh, you ain't gonna say nothing about your son just hit me with that sword? I'm like, it's plastic. What are you talking about? It's a balloon. I'm like, man, go to the car. And he's just like, nah. So now he want to get a dad a fade because he acting like he want to fight. Because your dumb self gonna walk through these kids, and because you walked through them, their stuff touched you, which you thought nobody was supposed to touch you if you walk in the middle or in between somebody. He was acting like a straight fool. He was like, you need to get your kids. This, that, and the third. And I'm just like, you need to go get in the car because I ain't never seen him act like this before. But one too many drinks will have him on a whole different level. So I'm standing here and I'm embarrassed as crap, and I'm apologizing to the guy and his kids, and I'm just like, he done had too much to drink. I'm about to take him home. I apologize. I'm sorry for the way that he's talking to you and your kids, this, that, and the third. And so we get to the car and he acting like ain't nothing happened. Now he's sick. Oh, my stomach hurting, this, that, and the third, da 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 da. And so we get back to the hotel, and at this point I am lit. I've had it up to here. I'm pissed because you don't do that to nobody's kids, especially when they wasn't in the wrong. You walked your foolish self in the middle of them, and because you walk in the middle of them and they stuff touches you, you gonna get mad. No, sir, that we ain't gonna play like that. We definitely not gonna play like that. So we get to the hotel, and at this point he's, he acting like he ain't did nothing, like nothing just happened. He want to be, trying to hug on me and kiss on me, and we got to go in the elevator to get to our room. You know what I'm saying? So we're in the elevator. I'm telling him, get off me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't feeling you right now. Like, this ain't even cool. So, make a long story short, he kept trying me so much, we end up fighting in the elevator. I mean, throwing hands like two brothers on the street in the elevator. My son standing there, because at the moment I didn't have time to get him off the elevator to go. It was just straight strapping at this point, bruh. That was ridiculous how you acted, and that wasn't cool. So that's the first fight. We go, and at this point he was like, take me. This is where, when somebody yelling at me and telling me to do something after we just had a disagreement or altercation, and you're telling me to take you somewhere now after what just happened, that's why I have a big thing about that now, because it started with this situation. I wasn't scared of him at that point. I just wanted him to get away from me, so that way we don't have to fight no more, this, that, and the third. And so he was like, take me back to my city. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, sure, no problem. Whatever I got to do to get you out of here quickly, that's fine with me. And so that's how that taking the ex-narc that I just left, taking him back and forth whenever he would discard me or whatever, that's where this came from. That's how I was able to tolerate that mess. You know what I'm saying? But I had to put my foot down because I don't like the way it made me feel, and I don't want to feel like that no more. So he's like, take him back to his city. I'm like, sure, get your stuff and let's go. I'm good. Let's go. So we get in the car. I guess he didn't really think I was gonna take him back, and so he was like, once we get in the car, we get down the road a little ways or whatever, and now he's just like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go back there. I'm sorry. Let's talk about it. This, that, and the third. And I'm just like, no. So now he's turned around talking to me in the passenger seat like, if you don't take me back right now, I'm going to pull the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing little crazy stuff, and I'm just like, my baby in this car. And so, I'm going to just fall in line and just do whatever it is he want to do. So he wanted to go back to the room. We went on back to the room. Anything to get him out of the car now, because now it's dangerous. So we get back to the room and he passes out. Why I didn't call the police? Because I fought back. Why I ain't leaving? Because he came back, apologized, and I counted he was drunk, so I figured he was sick, and he didn't know what he was doing when he was drunk, and this, that, and the third. He didn't mean it. Not that he didn't know, because we know what we doing when we drunk, but I just felt like he didn't mean it, and this, that, and the third, or whatever. Big mistake, I know, big mistake. But I ended up staying, and We stayed in that hotel for some months. So after that incident, now we're gonna get down to the real nitty-gritty. So after that incident, after the fight in the elevator, we go bowling. This one particular night, we go bowling or whatever, having a good time. Same routine. He got a hold of my keys, my wallet, and my phone. Okay. So we're in the bowling alley. We bowling. Everything's going good until all of a sudden, he starts rolling balls down a closed lane. He did it so much the people literally had to keep telling him, "Sir, could you stop rolling the ball down the closed lane? Because we have to keep going back there and fixing stuff back up," which they shouldn't even had to explain themselves, because his grown self shouldn't have been rolling the ball down the closed lane. So now he feel like, well, can't nobody tell me what to do. I do what I want to do. So now he tells my son, "Here, son," he used to call him son. "Here, son, get the ball and roll it down." And I told my son, "No, sir. Nope, don't do it." So now he's standing here looking at me like, why? We just having fun. Just having fun, rolling the ball down the closed lane that these people done already told you to stop doing? No, we're not finna do that. You do it. You grown. He not doing it. So he decides to roll the ball down there again. So now the people done came from the back. From the back or the front, wherever they came from, the people had to come out and literally tell him, "Sir, stop rolling the ball down the closed aisle." Makes no sense. So at this point, I'm standing here and I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. I know what you're saying. Why did you stay and put up with that? You could have just left. No, I couldn't have. Wasn't that easy. So now I'm fully invested. I'm gone over here. It's like, all right, we had to talk about rehab and all this other stuff. And so I'm just like, his biggest fear was if he goes to rehab that I'm going to leave him. And I'm like, why would I leave you if you go to rehab to better yourself? I'm going to be by your side 100%. But if you don't go get the help, then I am going to leave. So he's like, I'm going to go and get the help. You know what I'm saying? So after this incident, I'm going to rehab. Let's go to rehab. This, that, and the third. Okay. So after the people come down, tell him to stop rolling the ball down the closed aisle. He been having drinks at the bowling alley, so of course he's drunk or whatever. So now he wants to start playing with me. Some kind of way he gets real aggressive because I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? This was ridiculous. Like, this stuff here is stupid that you're doing, and I don't want to be lovey-dovey. It's like you want me to praise you for doing stupid stuff, and you're a grown behind man. You know what I'm saying? I guess I could say that about a lot of stuff that these grown men that I've been doing, and I guess I didn't praise them, but I allowed it. I continue to let them do things. You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody should be accountable for their own stuff. I'm taking accountability for what I was responsible for. So he's sitting here playing with me, trying to be all lovey-dovey and stuff. And at this point, I'm standing up against the little rail bar. The bar that holds the bowling balls that you can choose that you want for, to, instead of it being in the little center thing where your ball pop up at, it's on these racks up against this bar. So I'm standing at this bar with my back up against it while my son is rolling his turn. And this man comes and he puts all his pressure on me, which I have minor, mild, well, sometimes. I got back pain. I got back issues. Put it like that. So he pressing up against me and my back is pressing into this bar, which is hurting me. So now he's pushing into me, and then he grabs my cheek and he bites me on my cheek because I'm trying to push him off of me. So instead of him just backing off of me or whatever, he bit my cheek. And when he bit my cheek, I pushed him back so hard that it was a table behind him that had a glass cup on the table. So when he fell back, he broke the table and he broke the cup. And the cup was glass. It cut his arm. So at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm ready to go. So I get my keys, I get my wallet, and I get my phone from him. And no, he didn't have it was just sitting on the phone was sitting on the table, but he had the wallet. So I got the wallet, and I was able to do so because the people that work at the bowling alley had them finally came over and was asking what was going on because they see the commotion, this, that, and the third. I've never acted like this in public. Never. I know how to conduct myself in public. I don't act like this. This man had me so out of character, y'all. It didn't make no sense. But the people were definitely checking on me or whatever. And so I get my things from him and I head to the car. At this point, I'm finna leave him here because you got me all the way messed up, sir. You got me all the way messed up. You done bit my face and now your teeth marks is in the side of my face. Yeah, you got me messed up. I'm good. So he gets up and he's yelling to them, oh, call the popo. Call the popo. She done scratched me. She done cut me. She done cut me. Call the popo. This, that, and the third. Them people was like, ma'am, would you like me to call 911? I said, do what y'all want to do. I said, I just want to leave. That's it. So I get out to the car. He's still trying to get them to cater to him, but them people chasing after me, trying to make sure I'm good. So I get all the way out to my car. He come flying out the bowling alley towards me. I hurry up and get my son in the car. I hurry up and get myself. No, I'm sorry. When I left out of the bowling alley, he came flying out. I made it to the car. I was getting my son in the car. I finally got him in. And right on the passenger side is where we fought again. This time, I got him on the ground. We ain't finna go out like this. And there's people standing around. I ain't gonna back down for no fight. I'm not. That's just not me. I'm that girl. If you want it, you can get it, and that's it. Girl, boy, man, woman, whatever, you can get it. Not saying that I fight a kid, but I'm just saying I ain't backing down from nothing. So it's people out here watching. Oh, baby, I'm finna give my best. You might whoop me, but you gonna know you been in a fight with me. You know what I'm saying? So we out there tussling. We getting it. I got him on the ground, and when I got him on the ground and I was able to get up, I got on in my car, but I had left he still had my phone because I ended up having to go back. So he still had my phone or whatever. So I finally get off of him, and then I get on in the car. I get in the car. He's standing behind the car now at this point because I done locked the doors. Rolled up all the windows. I done locked the door. So he's standing behind my car. I can't go forward. I can only go backwards. So what I do, I put her in reverse. Skirt. He was all right. Ain't nothing happened to him. He got scraped up, that's all. But I sure did. I backed up and I got right on up out of there. I peeled out. Left him there at the scene. But I had to come back because I got all the way to the hotel and he had the room keys in his pocket. And I couldn't find my phone. So when I backed up, he had the phone in his hand and he sat it down on my car because I had a Dodge Neon that had a spoiler on the back. And so when I backed up, he ended up dropping the phone on the trunk of the car. And so the phone was with me all along, but I didn't know. So when I went back, he was in the back of the police car or whatever, and they was trying to ask some questions. And so when I came back, they was just like, ma'am, can you tell us his name? Because he told us his name is F yourself. And I'm just like, yeah. I gave him his name. And I said, the only thing I need from him is my room keys and my cell phone. He in the back seat of the cop car hollering about, babe, I'm sorry. Tell him you don't want to press charges. I said, where's my phone? And I need my room keys. He was like, tell him it's in my wallet. Take my wallet. Take my wallet back to the room. I ain't taking nothing. Call my mama. I ain't calling nobody. Y'all do what y'all want to do with it. I'm finna to go. So I left. Went on back to the hotel room. He trying to call me from the police department. His mom calls me. At this point, I have met his mom. Yeah, I missed that in the beginning, the other part. But yeah, I met his mom at this time and have her phone number and all this good stuff. And they knew all along what was going on, but they didn't tell me. It was a secret to me. But it's okay. I found out. So he's incarcerated now and he's about to get out. So his mom calls me and she's asking me, where do I want her to take him? I said, take him with you. Why you asking me where I want you to take him when he get out? Take him with you. He can't come back here. So she go and get him out or whatever, and he ends up coming back to the room because that's where he begged her to drop him off at. So he kind of had a lot of people, his family, wrapped around his finger. They did what he asked them to do, just as long as they can get him out of their house. She dropped him off at the hotel. I was at work. He called me and he was like, I want to talk to you, this, that, and the third or whatever. So now at this time, this is the second time we done fought. And I don't know, y'all, when you get caught up in this fog with them, it's like you don't know right from wrong. It's like you do, but you don't. You don't know how to make wise decisions on what you should do. Everything in me knew I needed to leave that man alone, but I couldn't. Why? Because he was sick and he needed help. And I thought I could help him. I thought I could help all these men I dated. I need to help myself. That's who I need to help. Help myself. Because all they did was try to damage me and take me down the dark, deep road that they going down. None of them looking out for me. None of them. But when you in these toxic relationships, man, everything that you know to be right and wrong get misconstrued some kind of way because you can't see it. You can't see nothing. Everything in me know I needed to leave that man alone, but I ain't want to leave him down like that. You know what I'm saying? He taking me through the mud, but I don't want to leave him high and dry. This man been maneuvering around all his life with the same issues over and over again, and I think that he can't cope out here in the world with his same issues he been dealing with all his life. That's why I get things all jacked up. Caring too much. Caring so much that it hurt me. Because I'm caring so much for them and not enough for myself. So I'm telling y'all, it's easy to be out here saying, girl, you should have left. You're stupid for staying. Yeah, in a way, we stupid for staying. And in a way, we don't know which way is right and which way is left. It's just all jacked up when your mind is messed up. Sometimes some people can run at the first sight of toxic stuff. Some people can't. And it don't make them a bad person or crazy or idiotic because they stayed. People have to go through lessons. Nobody said nothing to you when you was going through your lessons. You done been through a whole bunch of stuff that somebody else will sit here and say, dang, that couldn't have been me. I'd have been walked away. Yeah, that's what you say. But when you in them shoes, it'd be a whole lot different. Because I always said, I ain't going to be with no man who put his hands on me. Where I was at. With a man who put his hands on me. But I thought it was different because I'm putting my hands back on him. So that's where I got it twisted. Because it was never a time where Buddy had me just pounding on me. and I'm balled up in the corner hiding and stuff. No, it didn't go down like that for me. We gonna stand 10 toes down. You throw one, I'm gonna throw one. I'm gonna give you the same energy you giving me. That's just how I was raised up. So, I ain't backing down. So for me, it wasn't abuse. I was feeling like we was just tapping each other. We putting paws on each other. That's how I looked at it. Because when I thought of abuse, I thought of it was just one person being physically abused or whatever, and the other person just, getting away with whatever. But for me, oh, you hit me, I'm hitting you back. We ain't gonna play like that, bro. I ain't gonna just walk away like that. I ain't gonna be like, all right, you got it. No, God ain't done with me in that area yet. I don't know how to turn the other cheek just yet. When it comes to somebody putting their hands on me or want to run one with me, I ain't there yet. I'm not there yet. I can walk away, but baby, we just ain't gonna do that. So, I thought it wasn't abuse because I was fighting back. So those were the first two bad, toxic, dangerous situations that happened in this toxic relationship. And there's more. Hang on to your seats and comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you guys every single time y'all come through and y'all do it for your girl. I love y'all. Have a great night.